being aware of our own culture and our own values is a huge part of being culturally competent. And it's not uncommon for members of the majority culture to see themselves as acultural, to assume that everyone shares their values. So we really emphasize building awareness of one's own culture and building awareness of one's own personal values in the course. And in addition to that purpose, with previous research, we've also found that when we're focusing on external social pressure to motivate people to be more culturally competent or less prejudiced, it can actually have this reverse effect where it can increase prejudiced attitudes and discriminatory behavior. So it's just another reason to spend some time helping people elucidate their own values and their own internal motivation for wanting to do this work, for wanting to be a more culturally competent educator or mentor or member of society. And research has found that when we include values clarification exercises in cultural competence interventions, when we really want to get people in touch with their own intrinsic internal motivation for wanting to do this work, that this can be one of many effective ingredients in a cultural competence intervention. So we included a values exploration exercise in our course, which we will do together here, a briefer version. And in the multicultural psychology classes that both Melissa and another member of our faculty at USU teach, they use a very similar exercise in their class. And we've actually found when we've looked at data from both those in-person and online classes that we see significant shifts in cultural competence. And again, this is one of many ingredients, but based on this research and based on our own experience as instructors, we feel it's an important ingredient. So if you're on our page, before doing the exercise, you'll see a little definition here of what values are. And then you're instructed to choose 7 values that are the most important to you. So we're going to go ahead and do that together. In order to get it all to fit on one page, I spliced up our website to fit it all on a slide here. But I just want to take you all to take a few minutes, read through this list, note in either a note if you have pen and paper, or maybe on your phone, what values jump out to you on this list as key ones? What values does it bring to mind that aren't on this list that are important to you? And one way to do this exercise is to collect them all and then try to narrow down. You might notice that certain values are related to each other, that multiple values can be encompassed by a single category label. But I just want to give you all a few minutes to run through this list and think about, if you have to choose a top 7 values, what are really integral to you? And again, as you go through this list, if you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, that there are a lot that feel like they fit, I would encourage you to, jot down everything that feels like it fits and to just kind of gradually narrow down from there. I've done this exercise many times myself, and I end up with a slightly different set every time, but my strategy tends to be categorizing sets of values together with one label, because a lot of times things are related to each other. I'll give about another minute to let you try to keep consolidating that list. If you aren't able to knock down to 7 in such a short period of time, I hope that you'll return to that exercise after our presentation to finish it up. It can be really helpful to have it very clear to us what those top values for us are and how they can be influencing our perception of the world around us, and of what we assume other people might share, but everyone has different values. All right, so for the sake of time, I'm going to have us move on, but hopefully you at least had enough time to get a slightly narrowed list down.